clothes.
Hello, and welcome to FFS. I'm Paulina, and welcome to our third part in our three-part series on migration on the southern border. If you missed the first two parts, the links are down below. Check them out. This is our last episode on immigration. Finally, right? I bet you are as tired hearing about it as we are talking about it. Unfortunately, this is stuff that needs to be said. Before we get started on what you can do, let's talk a little bit about why this matters. Why is this rhetoric so dangerous? On August 3rd, 2019, Patrick Wood Crucius drove 650 miles from his Dallas suburb of Allen, Texas, out here to our city of El Paso. He arrived at the Cielo Vista Walmart at 10:39 a.m. and proceeded to murder 23 people and injure 22 others. He posted a manifesto on HN that cited his reasoning for committing this atrocity as the Hispanic invasion. That is the same rhetoric that you've heard out of the mouth of every asshole we have brought up on this series.
We need to stop this invasion at our southern border once and for all.
Listen, this is Texas land. Shelby Park belongs to the state of Texas. It's a part of the United States of America, and the president is refusing to defend it from an invasion.
Oh, yes. We do have an invasion driven by the cartels coming across our border that are pouring people into our country at unprecedented levels.
This is where we hold the line. It's a no. You will not allow this invasion to go on any longer. We've had it with you.
You're talking about Donald Trump's language as you sat on the sidelines and allowed the country to be invaded.
This is an invasion of our country.
News Nation, we're going to issue a declaration of invasion and get the ball rolling, protecting our own state.
We're seeing an invasion at our southern border,
while actually securing our own border where we do have an invasion. And I know you're not supposed to say it that way.
Mexico should step up and stop this onslaught, this invasion into our country, John.
Words have power. They have meaning. And we need to do something to counter the hate that is being put forward by those on the right. The Centennial Museum on the UTEP campus is currently having an exhibit about the Walmart shooting. There is a wall explaining why Mexicans still shop at Walmart, with sayings like, because we won't let them win, or because human. It's inspiring and powerful. The gallery also has drawings from kids in the area, with messages like this one from a little boy, where he says he's now more aware of his surroundings. That's horrifying. No little boy should ever have to look over their shoulder, but that's the world this rhetoric has caused. Or this one, aliens. It makes a difference because people say it, meaning we're from a different planet or place. We are people too. Exactly. That is what gets left out of this narrative. These are people too. People who are just trying to get away from violence and poverty and hopelessness. And we can do better. We must do better. And we start that by remembering that these are people too. Now, as beautiful and as moving as this gallery was, I think that it's worth noting that all of this was a little undercut by the fact that the very next room over, and this is not a joke, was named the Tom Lee Gallery. Yeah, that fucking tool from the first episode that couldn't spell. The guy who started this whole mess. Yeah, not great. Now you might ask, does this gallery have some historical context about who he was? Maybe mentioning how he was a member of the KKK, or how he leveled whole blocks in the Segundo Barrio, the only Hispanic neighborhood at the time? No, it's got an installation on ducks. Yeah, fucking ducks. Now, what can we do about this issue? There are many charities that are helping out here on the border. We'll provide links in the description down below, but here are a few. There is the Rescue Mission of El Paso, the Annunciation House, and even the Archdiocese of El Paso. They could all use food, blankets, and even just your time. Even the El Pasoans fighting hunger is working to help the migrants. And once again, they really need any food you can spare, and most importantly, your time. Get up and volunteer. As little as an hour makes a huge difference to people who literally have nothing. And we can truly make a difference. And I truly believe that because
I think that the farther away you get from the border, the less people understand, including the media, which is always ready to jump in and say it's an invasion, it's a horrible thing, we're losing control of our border. But I think that the closer that you come here, there is media that reports on what is actually happening. And El Paso has always been a very generous city that has, going back to the 30s during the Depression and men riding the trains, the men used to talk about how El Paso was a wonderful place to go through because they would be offered food. So we've always been a very generous city.
And that's not all. We need a comprehensive and compassionate plan for updating our border. We need to push our lawmakers to pass these bills. Grandstanding at the border and calling it an invasion does nothing to actually help the situation. It only radicalizes people to violence. We've provided the numbers for Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz. Call them and demand that they finally take action. And finally, the best course of action is to vote. Vote for people who actually want to solve this, people who want to help these people. We've provided a link to the Texas voter registration page and to vote.org. Please take a few minutes to help. Together we can really do something, because we are the most generous city in America. I know this episode wasn't that long or that funny, and I apologize, but sometimes humor just isn't the answer, and we just need to come together to fix a problem. And with that, I'm Paulina. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in next week when we talk about the current state of healthcare in America. Spoiler alert, it's fucking abysmal. Thank you, and good night.